I'm a '06 in the Navy, which is the equivalent of a colonel.
Can I be honest with you? You're comfortable as the colonel. That's the identity, that's your comfort zone, but you're not yet comfortable as this badass leadership coach yet. You're likely watching this because, like the person I'm about to help break through, you have a big dream, but you feel like you're playing smaller than you could be. And in fact, you can't really put your finger on what's really holding you back. The breakthrough that you're about to watch will allow you to gain insight and energy for your own breakthrough. So you start making bigger and bolder steps toward achieving your big goals. Have fun using it and let me know in the comments what were the insights, the aha moments you got from watching this video. You said your big dream is to host week-long retreats for leadership retreats in the mountains and climb a 14,000-foot peak in the American West. Beautiful. So, what do you think you would need to make that happen?
So, like the beginning of the retreat is, needs to be in like a lodge cabin type
Hmm.
place while at a decent altitude, like 9,000, 10,000, 11,000 feet, so that people can acclimatize while we're going through like the initial stages of like the
I mean, I'm
leadership.
not really asking about the logistics. That's easy. I'm asking
Yeah.
about getting the people together and, for lack of a better word, selling this, right? So,
Yes.
what would
Okay.
you need in that sense?
Um, so I mean, honestly, for something like that where people are going to commit to being away from for a week, and it's going to be, uh, you know, a we'll just say it wouldn't necessarily be considered cheap,
Hmm.
right? Um, then I think we need a pretty large audience to be able to call you know, we'll say 10 people out of.
Okay.
So my reach is not very big right now. So
Hmm.
I think that's my
Okay.
my reach would have to expand.
Is this what you're doing full time? Like you're coaching people on leadership?
So right now I do it part time.
Okay.
I'm in the military. I retire
I
in
could
100.
tell. I honestly
Yeah,
could tell. There's a vibe about you. I was like, okay, he's definitely in the military. Yeah.
yeah. I retire in 176 days, so I'll be
Yeah.
doing this full time then, and I wouldn't be able to do one of these
What is
retreats
uh what is
until the
your
summer of 27.
what is your rank in the military?
So I'm a '06 in the Navy, which is the equivalent of a colonel.
So, right, if you will pardon my French, you have a fuck ton leadership experience that you're not talking about necessarily, yes?
I I have 30 years of military experience. Yes,
So,
yes.
here's how I would put it because like here's why this is an easy sell for you and why because you mentioned also like getting a bit of insight around creating more clients. This should be an effortless sell for you. Here's why. One, not many people can have like very few people have your experience around leadership. A lot of people can just read a few John Maxwell books and they're like, "Oh, I'm a leader or lead whatever corporation, have this corporate job," right? Whereas in the military, everything needs to be airtight.
Right.
Right. So that's already something that makes you unique. The second thing that makes you very unique, instead of, hey, we're just going to do coaching, I would lead with the fact that you're doing this retreat. And no, you do not need an audience for that. You build the audience just like I'm doing. You know, I'm building the audience by working with people. This is the same thing. You will build the audience by talking about, hey, we're doing this really cool thing in the mountains. I'm a colonel. I'm going to teach you about leadership. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And maybe we're gonna do some military drills as well. Oh, that's cool. Maybe we're gonna shoot some guns or whatever, something that's fun.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So the easiest for you would be, maybe you want to hire somebody to do this for you, or you might want to be doing this yourself. But doing a bit of outreach, just like we kind of met, and saying, hey, here's what I'm doing. I'd like to invite you for it. I don't know when it will be, but I'm building a waiting list for it, right? So you said you're retiring in what, 100 days?
176.
Exactly. So that's plenty of time to build a waiting list of 100, 200, maybe 300 people who are like, "Oh, I want this thing," right? And then you announce the date, the price, and it's like, "Look, we have 200 people on the waiting list. We only have 10 spots." So immediately the demand goes up.
Okay.
You follow?
I understand what you're saying.
So that's the strategic part. That's easy. Let's talk about the real shit. Like maybe you had a few ideas in that sense, but what's really holding you back? Like, is there something internal, maybe a bit of doubt around selling this? What's kind of going on?
I mean, right now it's just time because I've got two jobs, right? I got the full-time military job, 40 to 50 hours a week, easily, maybe more, and then the part-time consulting, which I've only got, 5 or 10 hours a week that I work on that.
Could you hire someone to do this for you?
If I could pay them,
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like doing this type of outreach, it shouldn't take you more than an hour a day because it's just like sending 20 messages a day on LinkedIn to leaders and saying, "Hey, I'm this. I'm going to be doing that. Would love to have you in the meeting list. Just give me an email or a phone number or something. I'll call you up when it's done." Sure, I'll join the waiting list, right? So this shouldn't take you more than an hour a day, but it will be worth it because if you sell this for like, I don't know, maybe $5,000 a piece, that's $50,000 immediately when you're done with the military.
right?
Would that be worth it?
Well, I mean, sure. Yeah, I don't know that I have the mechanisms set up in place to be able to send 20 messages to the right people in an hour. Like
Oh,
I know
that's easy.
I
We can do
understand that
that.
you're saying it can be done.
Hmm.
I'm saying I don't have those mechanisms in
If
place.
you had them, could you dedicate an hour a day?
Yeah.
You don't sound very convinced. Can I get a hoorah? Which one is it? Okay.
Uh, so uh, come October, yes, no problem
Hmm.
whatsoever. An hour a day. Uh,
Yeah.
right now, like between work and family, I'm not only burning the candle at both ends, like the candle's already been burned and there's only like this much wax left, right?
Look,
That's where I'm at the moment.
can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
When I started the series of helping people and coaching people in the street, it was just me. Right? It was just me and the camera. That was episode one. Now we are four people in the team. They're not even like I'm not paying them. They're working commission based, right? Or they're just helping out because they love the mission so much.
Okay.
If you get a bit clear on what that vision is, what's the difference you want to make for leaders, like why you want to do this,
Hmm.
and you talk about the vision, people will rally behind that why, and they will support you either with their time, they will, start doing outreach for you, and you can say, "Hey, you know what? When we start selling this, you're gonna get a commission. We can partner up 80/20, something like that, or 90/10, whatever that is, right? But we can do this together." So it's really about getting clear on what that why is and communicating it effectively so that the right people join you on the path, right? So there's always a solution to every problem. But if we like get stuck in the "I don't have time," then no solution can come in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And like, I guess my situation is that like it can sound like an excuse right now, and maybe it is. But I know it's temporary. Like it won't be true come October,
You know why we filmed today even though we were exhausted?
because it's important.
I was asking Damin, my camera guy who's helping out, right? I was asking him, dude, he had a headache actually. It's like, dude, do you want to go home? It's like, we can do this another day. It's like, no, no, no. We don't get back this time. So that's why we
Right.
filmed.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is though you don't need more of your time. People will join you on the path if you talk about it the right way. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
So why not like because like the work that you're going to be putting in now, you're going to have to put in after you're done with the military. You're going to have to do the same things because you're going to get busy anyway, regardless.
True.
So
Yeah.
why not start now? Because like, as a leader, that's one of the covenants of being a leader.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Outsourcing,
Delegation. Yes.
delegation.
For
There we
sure.
go, right?
For sure. Yes. Yeah, I understand. So maybe the only other hesitancy I have is like this isn't something I can actually do until summer of 27.
That's perfect. That's plenty of time to build a waiting list. But
Yeah.
I would say you can do it earlier. You can do it as soon as it depends. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mountain retreat. You still have a waiting list of people who want your leadership insight. You can do something else for them. Why wait?
Sure. Other things, yes. This particular idea, the one you asked me about, right? Like the reason I answered the way I did was because um, if everything else was removed, right? If all
Hmm.
the other constraints didn't exist, like
Yep.
and and when in the weeks of summer when it's the best weather for climbing, like if I was doing this every week, I would be like the happiest person around. Right? That's why I answered the way I did.
Very doable. Very doable. And at the same time, there's plenty of stuff you can do and make a difference for. So let me ask you this, like, what is your why? Like, why do you want to help people with leadership?
So in the military, I've always had a very defined mission. It's always been very clear. What I want to do outside of the military is help other organizations accomplish their mission better. So I want to take everything I've learned and build into other people.
Yeah, that needs to be a bit more exciting because it's a bit vague.
Okay,
I'm gonna make
that's
you better. That's like, okay, what does that even mean, right? You're like, you're gonna be better. According to whom?
okay. All
Right?
right. Yep.
So it needs to be a bit more specific for people to understand, right? A big vision needs to be exciting, understandable, and shareable, right?
Can you say those three? I'm taking notes. Can you say those three things again? Yeah.
Understandable, exciting, and shareable. I'll send you my book. My book will help you with defining the vision as well.
Okay.
Beautiful. What are you getting so far from this conversation?
That I got some work to do on refining my why and the value that others could take from this big dream.
Hmm.
And then I can start working in a general sense of collecting people onto a waiting list for these type of events. We'll just say it that way.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and and then I will already have built a group of people that are interested, and they'll be ready to jump on the offer when it's fully mature.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Any insights around time?
I still think I have a temporary problem, but um, but yeah, I mean, sure.
All time problems are vision problems. All time problems are vision problems. Because like even the
So
people who say, "Oh, I don't have time or I'm disorganized," that's not true. Your vision is not strong enough because it was, you would jump out of bed, you would make the time, you would find the solutions, you would get the people, you would create the systems, you would do everything. It's not that you don't have time. Your vision is weak. It's not weak. It's you haven't defined it yet in a way that really truly fires you up in a sense of I cannot wait anymore. I have to show up for this now. It's not a time problem.
could it be a prioritization problem?
Well, I mean, obviously, because like if it were really defined and it fired you up, you would prioritize that. Obviously.
Right, except that for the fact that I've I've made previous commitments that I still have to fulfill. And
So
right now,
what?
those previous commitments are just like overwhelming me.
So what? A business owner, right? You run multiple businesses. It's about creating the systems and the delegation. Again, not about adding more to your plate. Not about adding more to your plate. It's about creating the systems and the people that do it with you. Yes?
Got it. Okay.
Time will always be finite.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah? Is this
Yeah,
clicking?
it is. You're not the first one to talk to me on the time side. So
Hopefully, I will be the last.
I don't know. I just have a lot of commitments that I have to fulfill, and some of those I'll be done fulfilling soon. Um, and like the commitments to my family and stuff, those don't go away. But uh,
Again, not about adding more to your plate.
yeah, that's where I have the challenge, I think,
Mm.
because right now I don't have enough income in the leadership consulting business to hire anyone to do the stuff for me.
Again, not about paying someone. They will join the vision
Okay,
as a volunteer,
then
right?
that's where I got to start then.
So what I'm saying, can I be honest with you?
Of course, yeah. What's it gonna hurt?
It's it's not time. You're afraid to step into this new identity and you're putting it off.
Okay, I'm gonna think about that.
I mean, would you be like, would you honestly say if you had like this extra commitment that was super important that maybe it had to do with your family that you had to systemize, you had to delegate, would you say, I just don't have time? Or would you find a solution?
I'd find the solution.
So you're comfortable as the colonel, that's the identity, that's your comfort zone, but you're not yet comfortable as this badass leadership coach yet. So you're kind of just
Okay.
hiding behind all of these I don't have time excuses.
Okay. Where's my is my therapist around here? Okay. I'm
But
gonna have to work on I'm gonna have to work on that one a little bit. Put it in my head, think about it for a little while.
if you treated that identity as your new mission, you would find a way.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. What are you getting now from the conversation?
That when I refine my personal why to be, as you said, understandable, exciting, and shareable, then it will become a priority and it will get done.
Yeah. And without adding more on your plate. Very important.
Okay. I'd
Awesome.
like to see that.
Oh, it's very doable. You just if you open up to it, it's really, really doable. Like you would find people. Are you on a ship now?
No, no, I'm a program manager now, so I sit in St. Louis, Missouri.
You already have two people around you that would help out with this. You just don't know it yet.
Okay. All right. I
Do you know
like
what
it.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
Beautiful. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you would like your own free 5-minute breakthrough session where we let go of the limiting beliefs holding you back so that you can make progress, real progress towards your big goals, your big dreams, there's a link where you can do that. I'm doing this for free because we're on a mission of helping 100 million people break through. So if you would like to be part of that mission, I'm happy to meet you and I'm happy to help you with your own transformation.